All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How you doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. This one is going to be a long video, but we going to address a couple things that need to be addressed. I watched the video, and it was with Renfro. It was with Diamondstein. It was with a couple of other politicians, and they were out there rallying. They were rallying. They were doing their thug dizzle in their red. Not my favorite color, but that's what they were wearing. And they were fighting like hell. I love it. They finally got the media involved. That's what we were talking about. Get the media involved. Let people hear. Let people see. And then hopefully get the public behind us. The irony behind it is that less than 2 months ago, Mr. Renfro said that he didn't really want to get these people involved. He didn't want the media muddying the waters. That's what he said. I remember talking about it in one of my videos. So, and we're going to address this. Postal family. We're here talking about this today because we care deeply about our jobs, our futures, and the future of the Postal Service. We are here because we believe that if we stand together, fighting for what's right and making sure that our voices are heard, that we'll get through to somebody, right? That's what we got to do. We got to get through to somebody. But let's be honest. We reading those comments, baby. But something isn't adding up. The energy that we're seeing today, the energy that we're seeing at these rallies, the media coverage, it looks good on the surface. It feels like we have some progress. But let's ask ourselves, is this really about us, the workers? Or is it more about the optics? Where was this same energy 4 months ago when we were feeling the weight of uncertainty, when nobody even knew what the tentative agreement was going to be? 4 months ago, when Diamondstein said, hey, yeah, we almost got a tentative agreement, and I like Diamondstein, but we were just going to wait it out a little bit. There's not been one talk about it. I mean, I gave him props. I said, Diamondstein giving information on there, but now things have changed. I don't know why we couldn't take care of this before. Why does it feel like we're being rallied together for a photo op instead of being given real answers about the future? I gave Renfro props when he showed up to that other podcast. But it was a lot of dancing around basic questions. When he feels uncomfortable about giving an answer, you all see it. He kind of clams up. We didn't ask for that. We asked for transparency. That's what we deserve more than a show of solidarity. We deserve clarity. Ho, talk about it. We deserve to know exactly what the union leaders are doing to address these concerns. And what are the concerns? A tentative agreement. Basics. A tentative agreement. Kind of why we got these leaders there. Tell me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are they talking directly to the current administration? El Hen Hacho, he got so much style, he should be down with the stylistics. The big poppy sitting up top. Are they pushing for real concrete solutions to ease the mind of the people that they represent? Or are we being left in limbo, confused, uncertain, while the cameras roll and the headlines flash? I always talk on my channel, I don't like to involve politics. I don't. I dislike it with a passion. I hate seeing my fellow co-workers arguing in the comment section about politics. I hate it. But what did I see when I watched that 2-hour long stretch? Politics. And they even say this ain't about politics. Well, shit, slap me silly and call me Uncle Tom. If it ain't about politics, let's stop pointing fingers. If y'all are up there marching and you're in Washington, walk your ass over to the man that has the plan. Find out what's really going on. This isn't about tearing anyone down. Don't get it misconstrued. It's about holding everyone accountable, including ourselves. We need to demand more than just rallies and media moments. We need a clear plan, real action, and direct communication with all of those that are sitting up top in power. We need to know that our union leaders are fighting for us, not just the optics. You see me? We need to stand together, not just to protest, because again, I was going to fly up there to protest. Talk to me. But in purpose, we need answers. And a lot of people, I don't understand why they keep saying it's complicated to give the answer. It's complicated. It's complicated. Well, simplify it. Simplify it. A true leader has to be able to appease to the people above you as well as the people that you serve. I say that about management all the time. I'm talking to our union leaders now. Again, this ain't an attack on you because I have a lot of y'all come and talk to me. But I'm talking for the people because I have the voice of the voiceless. This wasn't a choice. This was kind of choiceless. Let's talk about it, baby. We need action. We need to know that our voices, our real concerns, are at the center of this fight. We're not here to just look good on camera. No. And I look great on camera. I took the cap off, right? Check it out. With a body like this, who needs hair? Somebody keep talking about my hair. Y'all cut it out. I was about to cry the other day. We're here to secure the future for not just us, but the people after us. And we will not settle for anything less. That's my opening statement. That's what it is. Now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. Now we're going to talk about the biggest question on all of our minds. What happens to us if the Postal Service ends up underneath the Commerce Department? What happens to the union representation? What happens to our hard-earned rights, our benefits, our protections? What happens? We've been hearing a lot of our rallies and media attention, but what we're not hearing are clear answers about how this potential restructuring will impact us if we're moved under the Commerce Department. I heard Renfro say it. I heard Diamondstein say it. This is not just an attack on us, it's an attack on American people. And make no mistake, I think I sound like him. Make no mistake, this is going to be an attack on our jobs. Clarify. There's too many people in the comment section unsure. If we're moved on the Commerce Department, will we lose current union representation? Keep it 100. Tell us, will we lose representation? Will we be forced to work under a different union that doesn't understand what you guys are fighting for, your unique challenges, and what we face as postal workers? It's bad enough we sitting there going back and forth with Renfro talking about, and it's not even my union president, let me clarify that, but we going back and forth with him talking about he's not there when people are dying in the streets. But now we're going to have some other union, possibly, that has no idea what the postal workers do. Talk to me. Or will our current unions fight to protect the voices and our futures? These are not hypothetical questions. These are real concerns. And they directly affect every single postal worker. And yet we are still left in the dark. I say we because Jay is a man of information. I will research right through the middle of the night. I'll get an idea and I'll look it up. And I look it up. And I reach out to the different resources. And you know what they're saying to me? Shit, I don't know. That means Jay's in the dark, unsure what's coming next. That ain't acceptable. I'm a nosy man. I need to know why. Why? We deserve to know exactly what's at stake and what our union leaders are doing to protect us. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about what this restructuring could mean for our union representation, our jobs, and our futures. Because if we don't demand answers now, we risk losing everything we have fought for from back in 1970-ish. And that's a risk we can't afford to take. So, if the Postal Service were to come underneath the Commerce Department, the fate of the current union representation for postal workers would depend on several factors. I looked it up, I structured it, so bear with me. Including legal frameworks, negotiations, and the specific terms of restructuring. Here's a breakdown of what could happen. The key considerations. Number one, current union representation. Postal workers are currently represented by a few different unions, which I always thought was asinine. APWU, NALC, the rural carriers, the mail handlers, etc. They all have collective bargaining agreements with the USPS, which govern wages, benefits, and working conditions and job protections. Now, number two, the Commerce Department union representation has its own unions, such as National Treasury employees, which represents federal employees in various agencies. It doesn't specifically represent one. If postal workers were to become employees of the Commerce Department, they may end up falling underneath the jurisdiction of this existing federal employee union. I think our unions know this. That's a could be. Maybe that's why they're all banding together now. Number three, there's a potential loss of current union representation. It is possible if the restructuring dissolves the USPS as an independent entity and integrates it with the postal workers and the Commerce Department, the current postal unions might lose their exclusive representation rights. Postal workers could be absorbed into Commerce Department's existing union structure. That's one. But if restructuring preserves the USPS as a distinct entity, which is what Mr. Trump said it would be, even under the Commerce Department oversight, current unions might retain their representation rights. This would depend on the negotiations and the legal protections. Don't lose me now. We talking. We giving some information. There's a bunch of legal and political factors. The federal labor laws, the Civil Service Reform Act of 1978, and other federal labor laws protect the rights of federal employees to unionize. However, the specifics of how postal workers would be classified, that's the key word, how we would be classified under the Commerce Department would determine which laws apply. Any restructuring of the Postal Service needs the Congress to approve it, and lawmakers could include provisions to protect or alter the union representation. It's up to Congress at this point. Union negotiations. Postal unions are powerful and politically active. We try to keep the politics out of it. Unfortunately, they do this. They would likely lobby heavy to preserve their representation and collective bargaining rights, which is kind of what they're doing now. The potential outcomes: continuation of current unions. Possible. If postal workers remain a distinct group, their current unions may continue to represent us, even under the Commerce Department oversight. Sounds good. Absorption into Commerce Department unions. If postal workers are fully integrated into the Commerce Department, they may face joining the existing federal employees union like the NTEU. A compromise could also be reached where postal workers retain some representation from their current unions, but also being part of a broader federal employee union. What the hell does all of that mean? What does that mean for our pay? What does that mean for our workforce? What if? This is what we need to know. The people that are elected to sit up top, once they heard this could happen, they needed to do homework while they're standing up there spewing and rallying. And hey, Jay applauds you for finally listening. Maybe not to me, but I'm sure you guys have seen and heard the shit talk or talk some shit. And you're doing some things right. I appreciate that. But come to the table correct. Don't come half-assed, because we don't want to cause more confusion. Everybody like, well, you're the guy that causes all the confusion. No, I'm the voice of the voiceless. You can't say it's goddamn confusion when everybody that you're represented is confused. They don't know what's going on and whose fault is it. It's somebody that did not come up with a goddamn contract for almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years, which forced every goddamn postal worker in this country to be more active. Now everybody woke their ass up and they want to be involved because they don't want to see that shit happen again. So don't blame this man. You gave me the content. I'm just sharing their wishes and their voices. Don't be mad at the voice of the voiceless. If you did things right, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. I'd be still talking about how to apply to the United States Postal Service because this is a great job. I'd still be talking about what the job descriptions are of a tractor trailer operator, how to make it as a window clerk, how to navigate dealing with your management. That's what I'd be talking about, but thank you for giving me content to share to my postal family. You bonded us. There may be a lot of people arguing down there in the comment section, but you bonded us. The impact of workers, loss of specialized representation. We postal workers had some people that come up with some shit. Let me tell you about it. I know about people that can sit there and go and get caught doing things they ain't supposed to do. We got supervisors, we got people that are being brought up and they go and they catch themselves posting their shit all over Facebook when they supposed to be down and out and broken and their back broken, their leg broken, and they post shit on Facebook. They get caught. Then our union comes in and I'm telling you, the OIG catch somebody and they say, you know what, we need to get this person fired. They're out there, they're scamming the system. And our union will go in there and fight for them and get them a 14-day working suspension. Well, goddamn, I got paid work. And I'm back to work with really no consequences except for a piece of paper that'll eventually disappear after 2 years. That's the type of representation we got. Thank you. Yeah, we applaud you for helping protect all, I guess. All of us, or everybody needs protection. But it's people like that, they give us a bad name. Let's stick to the topic, Jay. Switching to a more general federal union could dilute that focus. That is a fear that a lot of postal workers have. The shit that we get away with, I said it before and I'll say it again, we ain't gonna be able to get away with. There's no lying about it. There ain't gonna be no more, oh, I hurt my back and I'm on my ski trip. Oh shit, yeah, my arm is broken and I'm out at the beach fishing, fly fishing, getting it. No, there ain't gonna be no more of that. Ain't gonna be no more of that. Changes in bargaining power. The strength of our postal unions has historically been a key factor in securing favorable wages and benefits. Moving to a different union structure could weaken or strengthening their bargaining power, depending on the new union's influence. I don't know if you guys realize that a lot of other federal workers don't make as much money as we do. And they just don't. People that work for the IRS, they don't make much money. You talk about people that work for the Border Patrol. You ever Google it. Border Patrol agents don't make no money. Department of Homeland Security. Now, again, a lot of government workers, just understand, you can go and you can Google any government worker and just kind of look up their salaries. We make quite a bit. That's because of our postal unions. We may not have that power if this goes through. In conclusion, while it's possible that postal workers could lose our current union representation if the USPS is placed under the Commerce Department, the role of Congress pretty much is the key to the outcome. And our outcome right now is not guaranteed. Much would depend on the restructuring, how it's designed, how Congress wants to allow certain things to happen and how they won't allow certain things to happen. The efforts of our postal unions, how much they fight to protect the members' interests, not just their jobs, and how much transparency so that we know at least how to navigate life. Postal workers and our unions would likely, and they are doing it right now, resisting the change that threatens our current representation. But there are a lot of people, And I need any of those top dogs at the unions to understand this is how I end my statement. There's a lot of people that are not happy with how they're being represented. And there's a lot of postal workers that are saying, you know what? I'd be okay if we had a different union. There's a lot of them that are saying that. I understand we can't make everybody happy. That's not your job to make everybody happy. But if you're sitting up top, the one thing that you want to do is make sure that everybody feels included while you're representing them. They want to feel included. They don't want to feel left out. They don't want to go and ask their shop steward for help and they don't feel like they're being helped, because that sours the name. Everybody needs to feel included. Everybody needs to somewhat be on a similar page. And as the leaders that sit up top, your job is to kind of try to bond us together. Get that glue, put us back together. I'm just a voice. We need you. Diamondstein, I like how you keep coming out and you everywhere. You talking to people. That's great. Renfro, I think it's a little bit too late. I think a lot of people read through it. But there's so many other people that are ready to step up. As long as they keep voicing their opinions and voicing their feelings, I implore the leaders of these unions to keep your ears open. Listen to your people. Learn to navigate. Learn to adjust. Hear your people. Hear what's going on the outside. Figure out how to make this work. Sitting up top is never easy. It's not an easy job. I get it. You got to be politically correct. You have to try to appease the different people, but it's the job you chose. I tell all the carriers that come in here, man, it's a hard job. And as they're getting hired, I say, I couldn't do this job. This is the job you chose. I know what I chose. This is what you chose. That's the job you chose. It is a hard job. But the people that are in this country, there's 600,000 people that are depending on you to be transparent, no photo ops, do things for the people that you represent. Those catchphrases, they sound great, but they mean nothing if you don't have no real meaning and feeling behind it. You zimmer? This is JH. Whew. I hope y'all stick around to the end. And I'm out.